Hey everyone, it's Tomo from TechNexus, and thanks for joining me for the video today. Yesterday you would have seen me model this pump in Format, which is part of the AEC collections, and I've done the same thing here in Fusion. It is not part of the AEC collections, but it is quite a handy tool for modeling pieces of equipment like this. Now, it's not full-blown Inventor, so I guess you got a couple options there of just subscribing to Fusion on its own. Otherwise, you could do the same sort of thing in Inventor, and then to make your life easier, particularly for the plant and even Revit people, is to do a BIM exchange on it, then export that model out and then import it into plant directly. But because we're sort of thinking along the lines of not having Inventor, not having that ability, we're going to try and do the same thing with Fusion and look at the different options. So let's cut to the video of me modeling this up, and then when you view that, I'll come back and we'll have a look at how we export it and get it into Plant and Revit. Okay, so you've seen that now, and I've have because this is Fusion 360, the models are stored in the cloud anyway, so I can get a link to them and view them in a browser, and then you can see there we have our model. We can interrogate it. If I was so inclined, I could even put some slices through it and have a look around it and whatnot. But really, for this exercise, I'm not interested in that. I just want to export some file formats. So for every Fusion job, you can export different file formats here already. So I've exported a SAT file, a DWG, and an Inventor file. So on my desktop, I have my SAT file, my Inventor model. So it comes in as a part and assemblies. Okay, and then also we have a DWG file. So let's jump into Revit. And let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted to bring that in. I could go to the Insert tab, go to Import CAD, look for pump.dwg. It gives me an error that it says it can't bring in some of the geometry, but if I have a look at the model, it looks like it's imported okay. There might be a couple issues around here. It doesn't look like that's been made a solid properly. But I could clean it up, I guess, in Fusion and take out maybe some of those lines that I traced over. But there you can see that we do have it in here as a block inside Revit. I guess I could probably go into the family editor and make it a family. So it does come in just as a DWG, but I could probably, if I had the time, or the energy, is make this as a Revit family and then use this up here in my systems part of Revit as well to do any water modeling or piping or whatever else I need to inside Revit. Okay, so that's Revit with a block from Fusion. And then let's jump into Plant and do something similar. So like we did before with the Format model, I need to insert the block first. Okay, so there's our block. If I look at the properties, it is called pump, rotation, whatnot. If I check the scale of it, so it's 550 wide, so it sounds like it's about 1:1. So similar to what we did before with the format model as an AutoCAD file, or this can be any AutoCAD file. We are going to convert a 3D model as plant equipment. Call it a pump, and do the base point at 0, 0, and go OK. So now, like before, I can right click on it and say add nozzle. Say it's the center of that and point it up, and then give it a rating and a facing, and then do the same for the other side. The suction coming out, same thing. Let's make it 200 and 150 pound as well. So now you can see the little plus glyph on here. I can click on the plus icon, and then we can start running pipe off that. Okay, so there's our, I guess, proof of concept showing that we can go from Fusion into Plant or Revit using the DWG format. So I have, if you noticed, I had also exported the SAT format. So same thing with the SAT file, I would just have to import the SAT and then do the exact same thing, is make it into a block and then convert it into a plant equipment. And then we could do the same thing with Revit if you're doing the MEP side of Revit with pumps. So there you have it. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Please do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for daily notifications of all of my videos, and I will see you tomorrow for some SketchUp modeling, and then we'll do the same thing, import the SketchUp file into Plant and Revit and see what we get, and see if we can get some smarts out of these things. And thanks again. Please again subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya.